Hello and welcome back to the MGS COVIDcast. We're your hosts, Evan
and Freddie, and this is the final episode of COVIDcast for Term 3, and potentially forever, which would be a bit unfortunate.
We'll see what happens next term, yeah. But
yeah, hopefully we are back at school next term, but no.
We'll call it a season finale anyway. The season finale special episode. And what we were thinking was, we interview all these people, but a lot of the people watching may not know too much about us.
Yeah.
So for the season finale, the guests are Evan and Freddie.
Yeah, bit of a plot twist there. And I can already hear the people clicking off. But but I guess it's the end of term 3. Depending on what happens next term, we may or may not have a second season of COVIDcast. We'll see what happens. But
we'll see.
It has been a really fun time making this little
what
little
have we going?
podcast.
We've been going for what, like 4 weeks, 5 weeks?
Our first episode was published on. I'm figuring it out, but oh god, it feels like
either way.
Yeah,
this is episode 11.
Episode Big 11. Okay, our first ever episode was 3 weeks ago. On I'm waiting for the info to load on the YouTube video on August 17th. So actually, when this goes out.
It's nearly been a month. Actually, when this goes out...
Yeah.
What?
When this goes out, it'll be a month from tomorrow when this episode goes out. So, oh my god. 1 month of the COVIDcast 1 month anniversary. But
pop the champagne.
Yeah, even though it might be our final episode. But
let's hope not. I've got some ideas for some in-person stuff, even if we do go back. I don't think everyone will come back.
That would be
keep
fun.
That a secret.
That would be fun. Okay. But yeah, I guess okay. COVIDcast tradition.
Yes.
Morning routine, Evan.
Morning routine.
What is your morning routine? Surely.
So
give it up.
My morning routine is I have my alarm set at 8 o'clock every morning. And when I wake up at 8, I don't do anything productive. I actually I lie in bed on my phone for half an hour until 8:30 when, house, tutor, chapel, assembly starts. I jump on that for usually, 15 minutes, usually ends, around 8:45, 8:50 on average. So in between then and period 1, I like to make myself a coffee. I like to make myself some breakfast, usually crumpets, put butter and maple syrup on them, sue me, that I don't use honey and use maple syrup instead. I like the taste.
No, I like that. I think I do prefer maple syrup to honey, not gonna lie.
I usually am sitting down, drinking my coffee and eating my crumpets as soon as period 1 starts. So that's my morning routine. How about you, Freddie?
What about just circling back to your morning routine real quick? What about the very, very early morning cereal grinds? Does that count as part of the morning routine?
Look, that doesn't happen during lockdown. I'm keen to bring it back this summer. That was one of the greatest things, in my opinion, of the summer of 2019 to 2020. Rip that period. That was the last time we were well and truly free. I'm not being like one of those right-wing nutters here. I'm just saying.
Next you're gonna spout vaccines are gonna track us or something.
Bro, I got vaccinated on Sunday. I'm chilling.
Yeah. I remember you were trying to book that, and that was a very interesting read.
Yeah, I've got my second dose booked before term 4 even starts. So suck in, bro.
Oh, okay, just because I got the AstraZeneca, I've got to wait till November. Okay, fine. I am sick of the AstraZeneca slander. AstraZeneca users rise up. We are better against the Delta, apparently.
I know. Actually,
apparently
it has like better longevity or something. I know our valiant school captain has AstraZeneca in his veins.
Apparently,
not anymore, probably, but
apparently the AstraZeneca won't require a booster shot for a good while.
Yeah, I think it has the more longevity. It kind of goes down slower, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to get vaccinated before we start worrying about booster shots anyway.
Get vaccinated. So, AstraZeneca Pride. Get the AZ if you can't get the Pfizer. The AZ is totally safe. I've got it and I'm not
Even though you've got priority bookings,
Yeah, no, we
if you
don't
can
need to
even get.
focus on that, but there are lots of AstraZeneca appointments available for everyone. It's actually called Vaxzevria now. So,
Oh yeah,
you
because
know,
that's a they don't recognize it in the EU or something as whatever its
uh,
old name was, Chadoxis or whatever it
Chad,
was,
I actually, yeah,
Chadox
it's,
1S,
I have my little vaccine card that has Chad on it, and I'm like, yep, that's
the
my
Chad
Chad
vaccine card.
license. My Chad license.
Yeah,
No, it's
no,
because
I think they changed it because of like the EU or something.
it
Not
just had a. I think it always had a different brand name in the EU, but
yeah, and because our
AstraZeneca is
ones
the
are
more widely accepted
yeah, well, because
name.
our ones are made here. Um,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
changed the name to the same as the EU one so that they recognize it. Because for some reason, some weird stupid thing, thought it was a different vaccine, or legally it was a different vaccine.
I
I don't
just
know.
think there wasn't very good communication. Of course, I guess it worked out pretty well because when you say AstraZeneca, you think blood clots, which are incredibly unlikely to happen. But
I
it's like
mean,
a
yeah.
0.0017 chance of actually getting a blood clot or
Look,
something from
I
what I
don't even
remember.
know the stats, but I know the heart inflammation is also like incredibly rare for Pfizer, but it still exists. I don't
Yeah,
think it's as deadly though. But
it's just got the bad brand name. But
it's got the
I guess my morning routine.
your morning routine.
My okay, I actually have two morning routines. Right? It
Two.
depends on the day. It depends on how I'm
What
feeling.
does
Okay.
tutor period day get a special morning routine?
Tutor period day gets its okay. No, it doesn't. But look. It depends on if I have a study in the first period.
Ah,
You
true.
can guess where this is going. You can guess where this is going, but we'll start with the usual. I wake up at 8 o'clock. Um,
Smart.
rise and grind. Right at 8 o'clock, I go and have my shower. Then I'll make breakfast while in house period and eat that. Usually, it's just a nice simple toast and iced coffee, homemade, very
What do you put
good.
on the toast?
Just sort of Vegemite and butter. I really want to
That's
try peanut butter.
gross.
It's
That is
Vegemite
gross.
is
That's
it because of the
nasty.
Vegemite?
Yeah, that's nasty, bro. Ugh. Who raised you?
Vegemite is amazing. I will not take this Vegemite slander. I love Vegemite. It is. I
Gross.
will not.
Put it on a crumpet.
I have put it on a crumpet. It tastes very good.
That's so bad. Like it's
It's
okay. It's just
so good.
my brother, just like completely off topic. My brother once put sour cream and guacamole on a crumpet and
Oh
called them
wait.
like Mexican crumpets.
Oh no.
It was the
Was it
worst thing I've
good?
ever seen. I feel
No,
like
I didn't think
I
so.
don't want to ask, but I feel like that's more sinful than putting Vegemite on a crumpet.
No,
Anyway,
Vegemite is good on a crumpet. Vegemite is
continue with
good
the
on
morning
anything.
routine,
Why do
bro.
you think they created those squeezy bottles? So you can put
Because
it
it's
on
gross.
literally anything.
So you can take on BTG.
You can put it in a cake if you really wanted to. I don't think that would be good, but I have
Stop.
limits. I like Vegemite. I will not take this Vegemite slander. This is not okay. But next episode, if we go back in term four, if we don't go back in term four, we'll have a Vegemite supporters episode. But
No.
yeah, we will. So anyway, I'll make my toast and iced coffee in house period, and that'll pretty much be the extent of it. I'll head off to period one. But on the days where I have a period one spare or a period two spare, what house period? um, I don't. I will be honest. Um, I do not attend house periods or tutor periods or assemblies when I have a period one spare.
You're setting a bad example.
I
I don't know
know.
if you can host this show anymore, man.
Yeah, but you don't like Vegemite, so we're even. But
I think it's worse to like
it's
Vegemite.
just bloody un-Australian,
The
mate.
rest of the
But
world agrees with me, though.
it,
I'm
no,
Mr.
no,
Mr.
that is not okay.
Worldwide.
I think you have to be raised on Vegemite. I feel like you have to be sort of raised on it.
It's
But
always been gross, and I will never accept
nah,
anything other than that.
Vegemite is so
Disgusting.
good. This is so rude. I will not say anything else. Vegemite is good. But I did try those Vegemite shapes. No. Do not touch those. They're bad.
Because they got like cheese in them as well, don't they? That's just gross,
I
man.
think so. They're also like Vegemite like Smith's chips. I never
Are there
tried
actually
those, but I
no,
was tempted to try. Yeah, there was like
no,
they did like an Aussie series. There was Vegemite. There
and like
was
tomato
tomato
sauce, wasn't
sauce.
there? No, it was real.
Was it the other one meat pie? I think there were two, three.
I'm pretty sure there was. I think it was meat pie and
Yeah.
actually, I don't know. There's like a recipe that comes up on bestrecipes.com.au. Oh,
Really?
Auntie Mona's Vegemite and Parmesan crisps. Get that out of here.
No. Okay, what about Vegemite sandwiches? Will you have a Vegemite sandwich?
I'll never put Vegemite in my mouth. I have
You
like
are so
once.
disappointing.
I have like once. Yeah, thank God they only sold in 2011.
Vegemite gang, rise up.
It's so bad.
Vegemite.
Like
Okay, what about it? What don't you like about Vegemite?
the smell, the taste,
Why are you
everything, the
smelling the
look.
Vegemite? Okay, the
How can
look
you
I
not? The
will.
moment you open the jar, it's just woof in your face.
Yeah, but what about what's wrong with the taste? Like, what is it about the taste? I can agree the look probably isn't too enticing.
It just doesn't taste good. I don't know how to put it other than like it's really strong, the taste. I know everyone goes, "Oh, you just gotta put like only a little bit on." Like even still, it's like
No, like you'll get a lot of the
salty and like
taste
bitter
regardless.
and like savory all at the same time. It's like
I
every
love it.
single, you know how like in primary school you like they show you like the map of the tongue and like this bit's salty, this bit's sweet, this bit's like
We
bitter.
had that in psychology in year 11. So yeah.
Isn't that like proven to not be true? Anyway, it's like that, but it like attacks every single one of them at the same time, and it's the worst thing ever.
Yeah. I I'm disappointed. I like that you've
Oh
got a backed up
no.
reason for it, but I like Vegemite.
There are Vegemite bagel bites.
Vegemite bagel bites.
Yeah.
Those would be a bit interesting. What are those?
Well, you know what? Do you know what bagel bites are?
Honestly, don't think so. What's a bagel
They're those
bite?
little like semicircular, like they're like really tough. They're like chips, kind of. They're like
Okay,
literally just sliced up
I haven't
bagels,
seen those before.
baked to a crisp. Oh, like you always find them at the bottom of your grandma's like biscuit box. At least that's what happens to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks. Get that, get that right out of there. Ooh.
I've never tried those before. That's a bit interesting. Um,
Don't, or just bagel bites as in general.
as
I bet you
bagel
put
bites in
Vegemite on
general, I've
fresh
never tried.
bagels, bro.
Vegemite and fresh bagels is good.
I feel
There's
like
just
I think we need a new host. We need a new host,
no.
man.
Yeah, we do. Someone and Freddie, the COVID
No,
cast. Can someone
get out of here.
apply now at someoneandfreddy.com/COVIDcast?
Okay, just more weird Vegemite stuff that I'm just finding. Vegemite chocolate. Do you remember that?
No, was there Vegemite
The
chocolate?
the Vegemite Cadbury limited edition chocolate.
That would be rank. I'm sorry. No, thank you.
You see, there's some things where it just doesn't belong,
No, no, there are a lot of things where
and
Vegemite
that's
just doesn't
everywhere.
belong. But no,
I
it's
literally,
not. No.
I swear, like the people, out of people I know, more hate Vegemite than like it. Like I don't know how it's a successful brand.
Because
I
it's just so
genuinely have no
Australian.
one.
It's just
Yeah, it
like an
doesn't matter if it's
Australian.
Australian. I feel like their entire like revenue comes from people buying it for their overseas friends, going, "Hey, this is Australian," and they all hate it. They all hate it.
Maybe they're carried by those like international food boxes that put Vegemite in there.
Maybe. Well, I just remember seeing. I don't know how immersed in basketball you are outside of the sixth. By the way,
The
this guy
only
was the
team worth
sixth,
being immersed in. Yeah,
the
yeah.
MGS sixth basketball coaches award right here. So round of applause for him. But
Thank you,
on
thank
the
you.
Australian Boomers team for the Olympics, we had Matisse Thybulle, who's like an American, but he grew up in Australia for a bit, so he was eligible to play. And he got given like an Australian box of like shapes and Tim Tams and Vegemite.
Ooh,
And he hated it, like every other thing I say.
really?
But it's like those things are what keeps Vegemite afloat. Well, I mean, Vegemite's not a company. Kraft. Maybe Kraft just makes all their money off cream cheese or whatever.
Yeah, that just reminds me of that meme where it's like a customer walks into a store and goes, "Hey, can I get a bagel with cream cheese?" And the employee says, "Sorry, we only take cash."
That's not funny at all. We should have
It's
put that in the
so
Nick
good.
and Ewan episode. Oh my
I
god.
okay. I guess speaking of past episodes, Evan, what was your favorite episode and why?
So personally, my favorite episode. I'm gonna narrow it down to just one because I know I was telling. I usually say two. But my favorite one so far, probably the 39 Steps one. It's the second least viewed one, I think, on YouTube.
I think so. Yeah.
No, third least. And actually, no, it's gone up.
Uh,
It still hasn't broken the 100 view yet,
has
but
it
it's a
not?
little
No, it hasn't.
biased. It
Yeah,
hasn't. It may be a little biased. I love the drama scene. I was slightly involved,
you were.
very slightly in the 39 steps. There were only a couple of
Yeah,
times backstage you need to get involved.
you're a very
Um,
involved in the behind the scenes ever since year nine, I believe, because your tutor forced you into it. I think, didn't she?
Year 10, actually.
Year
I
10.
was a bit of an actor in year 7 and then dropped out of it and then came back. Yeah, Miss Brunton I was like, you need to do more extracurricular stuff. And because she helps out on the plays as well, that was when there was One Man, Two Governors. She was like,
Yeah,
get on One Man, Two Governors backstage. It'd be fun. And I've fallen in love with it, even though I've only done 2 shows since that first one, which
yeah,
was quad play last year and this year. But still, a bit biased. I think Sam and Xander were very funny to have on. Just some great characters. That was my favorite. What about
definitely.
yours, Freddie?
I honestly
Swear to God, if
can't.
you say last episode.
Well, it is, but I can't narrow it down to just. I can't narrow it down to like one. So I have my little selection, my Freddie's top
The
picks,
Freddie Oscars.
the Freddie cut of I was going to say Evan and Freddie talk Survivor of MGS COVIDcast with Evan and Freddie. So I think I'm just looking through the list here. I think I have okay, I have a few. The Nick and Ewan episode, very fun. Really
That was
enjoyed
pretty. That
that.
was pretty funny. I'll
They
give
were
it that.
great guests. They were very fun to have on. So, boys, if you're listening, thanks for joining us. Um, I also really liked the 39 Steps episode. That was really good, even though about 20 minutes of it was describing the plot of the 39 Steps.
It's very
Um,
interesting. Okay.
it's a good plot. The mental health episode I thought was really important, and I really liked that episode. So solid. If you haven't listened to that, if you have to listen to just one COVID cast episode, well, I guess you've exhausted it with this episode, but
Two
definitely
COVID
listen
cast
to the men.
episodes.
If you have to listen to only one other COVID cast episode after this one, I'd listen to the mental health one. Lucas and Harrison were absolutely brilliant and amazing guests to have on. But I do have to say, the English Sax special, best. Okay, not. No, you know what? It is my favorite. It is my top favorite, and the
It
other
was a
three were my
mess.
honor.
What are you
It
on
was
about?
so good. Have you even watched it back?
Yeah, I've watched part of it back. I really don't want to relive the whole experience. It was quite a nightmare. I didn't sleep very well last night.
Because
Because
something.
we're recording this the day after we recorded that.
Yeah, so I'm still riding
Uh,
off the high. But
couldn't.
no, look, when with that episode, when I was editing it, we had 8 people on.
Yeah,
And I feel like each time you listen to it, because there's so many people on it, you discover something new
I was
every
like, well,
single time.
watching back, I kept hearing there was this one bit where Tom kept trying to ask me a question, and I just didn't hear him at all.
I didn't hear it at all, and I didn't hear a lot of things. Like Cybery cracked a couple jokes that I just didn't hear in the live
Yeah, and
recording.
like Sam, I mean, me was very quiet the
Sammy's
entire time. It was like impossible to hear him when we were recording.
Sammy's microphone was very quiet
Did he
for
like
the
drop
people.
it in an aquarium or something? Like what?
I just think it's cheap headphones, but I had
It
to
was
turn
like
them
the
up a lot
Apple
for
one.
that episode. No, well, it's not Apple. It's like an
Okay.
off-brand one.
Oh,
But
yeah, makes sense.
yeah. But I do have to say, I think just like it was chaotic, yes, but it was so much fun, and that
Maybe for you.
for me, it absolutely was. For me, why wasn't it fun for you? You weren't
Oh
the
no,
one
it
that
was
had to
chaotic.
edit
It's
it.
just very hard to run a structured. Who am I kidding? This isn't that structured, but it's just
This
very
one is not. The
hard
Emil one wasn't
when
structured at all. What are you talking
a lot
about?
of these haven't been very structured.
We used
But
to okay behind the scenes of COVID cast. I think for the first 4 or 5 episodes, we'd like structure them a
first
fair bit.
six, the
First
first
six,
six actually,
we had
the
a
mental health one was the first one we sort of freestyled.
yeah, because
Um,
we'd have a little Google Doc. We wouldn't like script it. We'd just have
and the
some
first
talking
couple were
points.
a little scripted. I don't know. I
We
like
had
the more organic feel of it now
yeah, I prefer it as
after
well.
I've
Like
used though.
it was a little bit scripted, but like it was mainly just talking points. And I think over the first 6, we reduced the talking points and strayed away from them a little bit more. and now they're pretty much completely freestyled. And I think
Well, I think it's just trying to find our own identity of the show. I think
yeah,
initially we were trying to be very neutral hosts, just interviewing. But I feel like
no, chuck some
a more
personality in there.
playful, yeah,
Let's get it
it needs a
going.
little bit of
Li-
spice.
yeah, little bit extra. Um, I really enjoyed it though. I do like. Look, it wasn't structured, so we didn't need to keep a structure. But it was such a fun episode to
I
record
mean,
with eight
that
people.
episode was so unstructured that it literally was planned like minutes before the English sack started, and then started minutes after it ended.
Yeah, we tried to go for the raw post English sack emotion by at everyone in a Discord server.
So
um,
it's not the most broad sample size of English students.
no, it wasn't the most broad sample size. I think of like the 50 MGS Year 12 kids we have in that server. Um, and one of them wasn't even an English student, so it didn't work out.
What
But
was that about?
I do have to say I will say that is my favorite episode of COVIDcast I think we've ever done. I know you disagree. I know you weren't a fan of it, but
I mean, literally in the thumbnail, you have me going like
yeah,
that.
I know
Like,
because that's what that summed you up for the entire 35 minutes.
how the hell did we go for 35 minutes?
Because it was such a fun episode. So many people. So we reviewed books. We talked about the English that we did so much. It was such a good episode. We had so many morning routines to run through. Okay, I guess on the morning routine topic, whose morning routine was our favorite out of all the COVID cast guests?
I know it wasn't true, but Xavier's was the funniest just because
Xavier?
of how
Absolutely.
exaggerated it was.
No, I think
It's very clear that he doesn't wake up at 4 and do a
no,
10K
of
run
course he
every
wakes
morning.
up at 4. What are you Of course he does that. No, he probably does like 15K run.
And then
But,
Harrow like tried to copy that.
didn't.
And they're like, oh, I run a marathon every morning.
Yeah, no, because he does. People don't lie on COVID cast. What are you talking about?
They never lie.
No, never.
Never.
I think
I don't
I
know.
do think
Other than
Nug and
that,
Harrow are definitely the highlights.
we don't actually know. We don't know Sam or Xander's morning routine because we actually
We
forgot
didn't
to ask
ask
them.
them. We didn't ask
We
them. It
got a
was
little
so
carried
sad.
away.
Yeah, we had to
Um,
describe the entire 39 steps plot. But
I'm pretty sure Sam Negri's always includes the Haven True Group, right?
oh no, absolute. I think everyone's involved. The Habit Tutor group has the highest turnout rate of any tutor group
Uh huh.
in the school
In the
because like
school,
in the school because it's just so good. Like who doesn't want to attend Habit Tutor group?
me,
We have to
because
lock people out
I'm
because like people from other houses, other schools turn up to Habit Tutor group. We're like, guys, no, we can't
yeah.
take you. No,
I
there's
mean,
only
you
so
are the
many boxes
progenitors
we
of
can
the
buy.
Zinger Box lunch. Like, who wouldn't want to be part of the tutor group that created the Zinger Box lunch?
The Zinger Box lunch was genuinely one of the greatest achievements of Habit Tutor group. It was
Don't
such
you
a
not like Zinger Boxes though?
I didn't like the Zinger Box. That was my first and last Zinger Box I think I'll ever
Bro,
have.
that's like the worst call you've ever made.
I didn't mind
Actually,
it, but
jokes,
just
I've only
like
ever had like two.
look, okay, I must have had an off Zinger Box because that's the only Zinger Box I've
Why don't
ever
we
had.
talk about KFC though? Like, what's your favorite KFC meal, man? If you ever
Honestly,
have it,
I actually have had it a fair bit over this lockdown. I'm not gonna lie. Um,
like Uber Eats, DoorDash,
no, because
no,
I live like
Deliveroo.
really close to Chapel Street, so it's like a half
Ah,
an hour walk there. So I just like do that a bit. Um, honestly, you can't go wrong with popcorn chicken.
popcorn chicken is good if you've only got a couple bucks. Say it's like, well, you can't do this anymore. I used to back when the metro tunnel didn't exist, and there was a KFC on Swanston Street in the city,
Yeah,
right next to the tram stop that I got off at when going
there's the
home.
one on
Sometimes
Elizabeth
I
Street now.
it's out of the way.
Mm,
But it used to be, right there. Like I hop off the tram. It's a little bit of a minute walk.
yeah,
Get a popcorn chicken go bucket, and then on the tram
the
home.
go buckets are so good.
Oh,
It's
greatest
perfect.
business decision they've ever made. Me personally, I used to be a little bit of an ultimate box guy. I don't have a lot of KFC anymore, but
Yeah,
the ultimate box was always my go-to.
I've increased my
Uh,
KFC intake over lockdown. Like I never liked it that much. Like I'd have it on the odd occasion, But now I'm just like, yes, let's go. And go bucket popcorn chicken every time.
Here's like the interesting thing. I used to never like eat McDonald's like ever until
I
I started
despise it.
working there,
I
and then
hate McDonald's.
it's not great. I'll
Except
be
for the
honest,
McSpicy
especially
made
seeing
at
the
Richmond McDonald's. That is the only
don't dox
meal
me.
I will. That is the only meal I have at McDonald's that I enjoy. A nice McSpicy at Richmond Macca's. But
Yeah, I'll promote that. That's the best burger they have there because it's like actual chicken. Not
yeah,
saying the
that
rest
was that
isn't. It's
was
like
good.
full un 1984 chicken. It's just pure chicken
Yeah,
thigh.
yeah.
Delicious.
But like, if you want
Um,
chicken, why don't you just go to like Nando's?
that's true. Um, Mainly I think because McDonald's is controversial opinion, but the chicken stuff there is probably on the better end.
At Macca's
Yeah,
than
the
Nando's.
beef's not compared.
Oh,
Just on the menu at McDonald's,
oh no, absolutely, absolutely.
the
The beef
chicken's
is
far
just.
superior to the beef. Interestingly,
Ugh.
um, I don't know if I'll get in trouble for this.
Okay.
Inside company memo, we're
Oh.
releasing Wagyu beef burgers soon.
Oh, okay. Those will be
So that
good.
those might be good. It's like the worst grade Wagyu you can get, where only half of it is actually Wagyu beef. Like
Yeah.
it's like a half and half breed between a Wagyu cow and Angus beef.
We might have to censor this so you don't get in trouble from the Macca's
I don't
gods.
think I will. I don't think my manager watches this.
What? They don't watch
I'm
COVIDcast?
crazy, right? No way.
God. I don't know. I think honestly, best fast food beef burgers, Hungry Jack's. I just
Uh,
it's been a
Hungry
while since I've
Jack's
had it, but I like Hungry Jack's.
Hungry Jack's is unsustainable because they use gas to cook their patties. So
It's true flame grilled.
environmental. Yeah, but like imagine the carbon dioxide that creates.
Does it make a good burger too? Because then I'm fine. But
I don't know. I never eat Hungry Jack's. The last time I had it, no joke, was I don't know if you ever did this. But, like, did you ever like you know how Qantas had like the unaccompanied flyer thing? I don't know if other airlines did as well.
I don't know what that
But
is. Unaccompanied
basically, when
flyer.
you're a kid, like I'm like talking like young, like seven,
Oh, when a
8,
kid goes to fly on their own.
on their own, right? Yeah, and you get
Okay.
taken care of by the
I've never had
um,
this before, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
cabin crew and whatever. Yeah, because I have family in Sydney, and what used to happen is my mum would send me and my brother there for Easter because Sydney has a really dope Royal Easter show. Like it's
Mm.
mind-blowingly good compared to like what Melbourne does. Like Melbourne's trash. Like
Yeah.
I despise New South Wales for no reason at all, but their Easter show is pretty darn good, right?
Yeah.
So we used to fly up there, and always when we got there, it was like tradition. Airport Hungry Jacks for food when we arrived, and also there was like a massive Krispy Kreme store next to the airport.
Oh,
Krispy Kreme as
yes.
well. But
That's
that was the
good.
last time I've had Hungry Jacks. Like I'm not joking.
I haven't
I
had
used to
it
always
for a
get the
good
one that had
while.
pineapple in it though. I don't know if they still do that.
The what's
Tropical
it?
Whopper or something. I don't think it was a
Yeah.
Whopper. It was tropical something though. It had like pineapple and bacon. It was pretty good.
Yeah, with that annoying YouTube ad, there was just the dude with the glasses dancing around that looked like young gravy. And isn't
I
that
think
dude a
that's a more
TikTok
recent thing.
person or something? Yeah, no.
Could have been.
The new ads are terrible. But I've got to go back to Hungry Jacks, but there's no Hungry Jacks near me. But their burgers are so much better. I know I just said the slogan, but they are much better, and I promise
Hey
I'm
yo,
not a shill for
slander on
Hungry
the Big
Jacks.
Jack though. That stuff is like that's not on.
No,
It's not
oh,
on.
okay, okay, corporate shill. My God,
It's not on.
corporate shill, corporate shill.
I haven't tried
I,
it. Apparently, someone I work with said it was bad because the sauce isn't that great.
apparently, like the beef, like apparently, I've heard it tastes better, and then they tried to use that as a defense in court for when
It's
Macca's
better
sued
than
them.
yours, so it's not ripping it off. You're ripping us off.
Yeah, they say like, yeah, I think like someone, either Macca's or Hungry Jack's, one of them tried to defend or make a point based on like the quality of the burger, and the judge was like, "This is rubbish. I'm not hearing this."
It's just a stupid case, man.
It's so dumb. Macca's suck it up. Like, seriously. I know, I've gone against your gods, but Macca's can suck it up, seriously. If they're that not
like
confident in
literally,
their
like
own burger.
slander them as much as you want. I hate working there. It's the
Oh,
just in
exclusive
case the
COVID
manager
cast
is listening. I'm
grass.
not going to say it's the
Nice.
worst thing ever. It's not great. I will
Yeah.
admit that. My brother, goddamn, doesn't even work at the moment. He's getting COVID relief payments for just sitting in his room. Meanwhile, McDonald's is food. I've got to go to work, every
You're the
week,
breadwinner of the family.
and I get like a quarter of the money than he does, and he just sits there and does nothing.
Yeah.
Complaining
Yeah.
about the
You're the
government now,
breadwinner.
man.
You're the breadwinner.
I'm
You're
the
making the
breadwinner
money.
of the
Man of
family
the house.
with
But
my
I guess before we
$20
get
an hour wage.
I guess before we get you in trouble with your manager anymore, we can probably wrap it up because it's half an hour. We don't want to keep you too long,
How did
guys.
we
When
do that? We
I don't know
literally
how
didn't
we
have a
managed
plan for
half
this
an
at all.
hour. We didn't even have like a
Complaining
talking
about
point or
Vegemite
anything.
and fast food.
But this has been very, very fun.
It's been a great
To bring you
term.
COVID cast for a while, 3 times a week, and then 2 times a week because 3 times a week we were both burning the hell out.
At that
Um,
point, we also did 2 podcasts.
yeah, we also did 2 podcasts. For those of you who don't know, this is completely unendorsed by the school or anything. Evan and Freddie talk Survivor. We talked about Australian Survivor for about, I think it was like 5 or 6 weeks.
We got there and then we stopped,
We stopped
and we
because
never did our finale plans.
yeah, well, I
But
watched the finale today and it was
yeah,
okay.
good win for Haley. What can I say? The
Who would
communism
have
ruined it
guessed?
for me. I mean, not
Yeah.
communism, capitalism ruined it for me
Yeah.
because it was totally right.
No, who would have guessed? Honestly, Flick was robbed. Though.
I did.
I wanted Flick to win. I called Flick to be first place from like week 2, and she got third place. So I'm gonna call that.
Look, this isn't the Survivor podcast, but I'm just going to say I don't think Flick deserved the win at all. Anyway, it's been a great term.
Yeah,
It's been a great
it's been
11 episodes so far. Even if we
may
do
or
go
may
back
not be
next
back.
term,
Yeah.
I still want to continue it. We'll see what
We might do some specials. We might do some
the lads
COVID cast
upstairs think. But
specials.
yeah, if we
Yeah.
can be back in person, it'd be interesting to play around with what we can do with that privilege.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's been really fun. This is the end of season 1 of COVID Cast. Thank you to all of the guests who joined us over the past 11 episodes. You were all an absolute pleasure to have on. Thanks to
lovely.
everyone
And
who listened to it. I don't know why you would, but sure.
2 schmucks talking about stuff.
Yeah, with other people. So
Other
thank you for
schmucks.
joining us for the past 11 episodes if you stuck around. Thanks to the school captains for recruiting us in. That was quite nice of them to give us this opportunity.
It was a
so thank
surprise.
you. Yeah, but I guess Evan, any
Actually, like,
closing
just-
remarks from us? Oh, yeah?
I'm don't tell anyone I said this, even though I'm saying this. But a little birdie told me that Ayan was came up with the idea for this. So
Oh, Yanni.
our thanks
Okay.
go towards Ayan.
Thank you, Ayan and Brimsy and Flintoft. You guys did nothing, but
That's a
No.
little aggressive.
I'm joking, obviously, but obviously, and they were also our first guests on COVID Cast, so thanks to them. And we may see you next term, we may not, but this has been season 1 of COVID Cast, and
Thanks to Evan and Freddie for coming on this episode as guests.
yeah, thanks guys,
Guys
you were
were
really
great.
good. Yeah, but and at that,
See you next time.
later. Have a good holidays.
Bye.